Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Chelmsford Tonight. This is the show where we highlight the people and places that make Chelmsford and the surrounding communities such a great place to live and work. I'm Karen Woodrow, owner of Visiting Angels Senior Home Care right here in Chelmsford, and I'll be your host. So one of the great things about Chelmsford is its traditions. And so tonight we're going to be talking about some of Chelmsford's traditions and learning how the people in our town are maintaining those traditions, but adding a welcoming modern twist. Please say hello to our first guests, Phil Stanway and Joanne Stanway from Chelmsford Open Space Stewardship. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Karen.
So Phil, you were here back in March and we were talking about another Chelmsford Open Space Stewardship project at Sunny Meadow Farm. And you are back tonight with Joanne to talk about the day before Thanksgiving walk. Now, I'm already very busy that weekend because the day after Thanksgiving, I have my shopping list, and the day of Thanksgiving, I am already registered for my turkey trot. So now what is on my agenda for the day before Thanksgiving?
Well, it's a walk that's about a mile, and it goes through Thanksgiving Grounds Forest, which is the full name of the property, and about 300 residents will gather with kids and dogs and go through the woods, and we talk about some of the highlights of the woods, and we approach the glacial rocks, which forms a natural fireplace that has been a gathering place for residents of the town for hundreds of years. I would gather before that, a gathering place for Native Americans. And in there, we have a little bonfire there, and we have Fred Merriam this year is going to be talking about the history of Thanksgiving for the kids. And then Troop 74 shows up, and they have give away hot chocolate and cookies, and everyone just mills around, has a little good time, and then by 4 o'clock, everyone's gone.
That sounds like a great way to kick off the holiday weekend. So we have a video of Thanksgiving Forest, what an interesting name for a place right here in Chelmsford. We have a video of what the forest looks like and what people can expect on the trail. So let's play that, and maybe you can narrate a little bit what we're seeing here.
That's the entrance with the shortened name. What you'll also see is we have a kiosk which gives the map and the layout of the forest. We connect directly to Great Brook, which is huge. And like our normal trails, when you get to see it on the Thanksgiving walk, we will blow out the area with the heavy leaves to reduce tick exposure, to make it sensible, and also so you can see the trail a lot easier. But it's just a nice pine forest.
And there's all kinds of views. I see that there's water on the left of this trail.
Yeah, that will be Russell Mill, which goes down to that, which eventually goes up through Great Brook and connects to Hart Pond and then connects all the way up.
Okay, and what time does everyone gather? And where
2 p.m. at Janet Road in South Chelmsford. But if you want to take a shorter walk, you can go to Gary Road, and you'll see cars parked there, and it's much easier to get to the rocks if mobility is an issue or you don't want to walk a mile. But I wanted to go back to the tradition a little bit because Phil told the whole day before Thanksgiving walk story in 30 seconds.
Well, but that's the modern twist that we're all looking forward to.
Twist.
So take us back in time, Joanne. Tell us how our program got started and what it's based on in the history of Chelmsford.
Sure. So I think Phil and I were talking one morning over coffee and had seen a photograph a historic photograph of a fox hunt that occurred on Thanksgiving Day over 100 years ago. And we thought, gee, wouldn't it be fun if we did something like was a day before Thanksgiving walk, because everyone's busy on Thanksgiving, and especially because the name of the property is Thanksgiving Grounds Forest. And that was how this event was conceived 16 years ago. It was one of the first events of the Chelmsford Open Space Stewardship. And what I loved about that very first one, and how we know this became a tradition, is we didn't know if anybody would come to this event. So we had the fire built in the rocks, nice little bonfire, and we had Phil at one entrance and another steward at another entrance, and we were just waiting to see if anyone would show up. And within a few minutes, I remember looking down the path and seeing, at that time, more than 200 people walk toward where I had built the fire.
So build it and they will come.
Build it and they will come. And we had, at the time, we provided the hot chocolate and the cookies ourselves, and it was so special. And I remember having tears in my eyes at, you know, something that was really spectacular that people came out to hear every year, except for this one coming. Becky Warren from the Historic Society.
We've had Becky on the
talking
show.
about
She's so interesting.
Town history and really engaging the kids primarily. This year we have Fred Merriman, which, you know, also from the Historic Society, and we're very excited to have him provide some new historical facts. But it was very special, so we continued this every year. So this will be our 16th year. And I think we've had upwards of 350 or 400 people come.
Wow. Now, what if it rains? What if it snows?
Well, we're not
Get
made
wet.
of sugar, is what we say. So we still have the walk. We've had snowstorms, and there's still been maybe 30, 40 people who will tough it out with us.
We are
But
hardy New Englanders,
we are
aren't we?
hardy New Englanders. I think the only time we didn't do the walk was during COVID. But other than that, we've always enjoyed a very nice large crowd. We've had people come with their dogs. We've had people make contributions to the event so that we could purchase dog treats in memory of dogs that used to participate and are no longer with us. And it's really a nice break from preparing for the Thanksgiving holiday.
Wow. And it's built off a tradition from hundreds of years ago when the townspeople would gather for a fox hunt. I know we're not hunting foxes anymore, but are there animals in the Thanksgiving forest?
There's wide varieties. Beavers, of course, in the pond. Deer, I've seen in there. Don't think there's any bears on that end of the town. Lots of horses, of course.
Yeah.
So it's got the usual critters.
Well, it sounds
there.
like a really, really nice day.
And actually, one of the biggest challenges is that kids like to climb the rocks, you know, which is right over where we build a fire. And I'm always nervous that someone's gonna, you know, tumble off the bottom. But the parents are all there, and it's just a lot of fun for everyone. We haven't had any issues at all. It's just a really nice day.
So that's a major milestone within this forest, isn't it, that rock?
It is.
It's a series of rocks. It's glacial rocks, where rocks have been stacked on top of each other. Every once in a while, people ask about the fireplace, which is just rocks just naturally stacked from the glacier, and they ask us, "Did you build it?" And of course, we say yes.
Way back from the day during the fox hunts, you guys made sure it was all set.
We just moved the rocks around and built this for you guys.
Oh, well, this sounds like a really great tradition, and I loved seeing the side by side of. Can you imagine doing that hike in those dresses that the women were wearing during the fox
I told
hunt?
Phil earlier, I said we ought to recreate that photograph, not in the same outfits, but with the group positioned exactly the way it was over 100 years ago.
I like the outfits. The petticoats would probably keep you very warm on a frosty day. But
That's true.
I don't think that you need a petticoat to show up for the day before Thanksgiving walk. And thank you so much for being here to tell us about it. And I hope that our broadcast will make it 400 people coming or more.
That would be great.
And that you guys have a great day and a happy Thanksgiving. And thank you for being here.
Thank you.
you.
Same to you.
We'll be right back after this break with Lisa Marrone, who is reimagining the 1980s office park. Our next guest is Lisa Marrone, Director of Business Development for the town of Chelmsford. Welcome to Chelmsford Tonight, Lisa. It's so nice to see you.
Great to see you, Karen. Thanks for having me back.
Oh, having you back. This is great. I love to get the update on what's happening in the business around town. We had you on the show back in July, and we were talking about a lot of the business development projects that are happening. And there was so much to talk about that, of course, we ran out of time. So I'm happy to have you back to finish our discussion about CrossRoads at 129. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what that is?
So I'll just give it a tiny bit of history because we have limited time, but when I was hired in 2018, the town made it a priority to create some business attraction and business interest. So we have a website, ChelmsfordCrossroads129.com. We created drone video, we have a branding, we have a logo, we created an identity, and the goal is to re-image that area of town from an 1980s office park more to a progressive, modernized technology area or business district. And we've been making it happen. It's a team. It's not just myself. It's a team of people working at this in many different ways, but we've been filling up empty space. And post-pandemic, still doing well in that regard of the 129 office buildings. So pretty happy to see the progress that's been done so far.
So you've really revitalized that business corridor there. We just saw a flyover of all the buildings and all the space. And from my count, there's about 200 or more businesses that are occupying that space. But it's not just like a tall building with an elevator, right? There's a lot more character to the area.
An awful lot more, yeah. So when we talk about the CrossRoads, that's a 600-acre area of town. So it's not just Bill Ricker Road or Route 129. It's all of those other roads there, the Alpha Road, Progress, Omni Way, Apollo, Industrial Ave. And so when you look a little bit closer into those buildings, you'll see they're multi-tenanted. And Chelmsford has their greatest success in mid-sized companies that come and thrive and grow and do well, but then sometimes they move off, and they outgrow Chelmsford. And then that's when we have that turnover of space that we've been filling up again once Kronos had moved on, Mercury Computer and others. So we've been really bringing in an array of businesses coming in into those tenanted areas, 30,000 square feet, 50,000. But you may recall, DCU, Digital Credit Union, took a whole building. So we're really still also landing those larger tenants. And I think that's what's partly creating the success, that not all buildings are multi-tenanted, structured. So,
and what's really exciting for the town of Chelmsford with that space is that it employs over 7,500 people in that business corridor. And those are people that might be living in the community, buying homes, shopping in the stores. So it's really, it's nice to be able to attract all those people to the area.
A lot of trickle-down economics happening. And I think also, the CrossRoads, the Route 3 and 495, having that off-ramp has really made that ease, and why some employers choose that location for the convenience for the workforce to come and go. And as everyone knows, Press Cafe is coming, so I'm hopeful that that'll create even more interest to come and look at our spaces for consideration.
Yeah, and it's even a great place to live. I understand that there was like sort of a zoning overlay to help broaden what can happen in that space. So it's allowing not only for these businesses, but it's allowing for retail, and it's allowing for housing and other amenities. There's a daycare center there, and so it's really this contained area.
It really is. It's true. The dentist and other things, and I feel that Chelmsford's done a great job with their zoning to be progressive in that way and always reviewing to what the market demands. Otherwise, when you look at the comparisons that I presented to the Select Board recently, you can see the differences in the communities that have different types of zoning. So when businesses want to locate, it's a regional search. They're building a matrix. They're trying to figure out where the best, facets are for themselves. So if the zoning doesn't accommodate, they'll just move on to the next rather than go against resistance in some terms.
So you've been here since 2018, and you have been very successful in your work along with the team, because I think vacancy is down like 50% since you started marketing this new kind of office park.
It's kind of a challenge to say exactly precisely what happened. I think a lot of the COVID effects, where we're close to Boston, so some of that adjustment of that real estate space, changing their sizes, they don't need the Boston address. We're very affordable compared to Boston. You don't need the Seaport address if you've got remote workers. I think some of that's happening. A lot of the branding had an effect. But also, I need partnerships to make this happen. So we're trying to create a strong reputation for Chelmsford in regard to business by saying, here's who's already here. These large employers, Zoll Medical, Comcast, now we have Thermo Fisher. It adds a lot of credibility where they're not necessarily looking at Chelmsford for a multi-story office building. It's not on their, but it ends up on their short list.
And as a business owner here, I can attest to the pool of employees that are in this area that want to work, and they don't want to be driving down the highway into Boston. I know
Yes,
that.
yes, very true. And it's really important. It's one of the top factors is the workforce development factor, and the educational institutions around us, certainly help support that effort, the continuing ed and the recruitment of, but there's so much opportunity, as you had mentioned, 7,500 employees. You don't need to have a PhD to find a rewarding job. In Chelmsford, we had 2 job fairs last year, did very well. We're hoping to do that every year.
That's great. Yeah, the businesses need that.
Yeah.
Need some help in this short labor market.
Yeah.
So anything else going on in Chelmsford you need to update us on?
Well, I'm always doing ribbon cuttings. It's open to the public. We live stream them. Anybody can watch and follow along and learn about what's moving in and what's opening up. I'm working on an engineering firm that's moved into the CrossRoads. We have 2 other office users moving into the CrossRoads, so we continue to fill up space. Tomorrow I'm at a ribbon cutting called Buff Soap. So they're moving into Drum Hill, and it's all about soap, laundry soap, hand soap, shower soap. It's really kind of an interesting,
And this is a retail space.
Yes, it's a retail storefront.
Opening just in time for the holidays.
Yes, it's going to be really fun. If anybody wants to chime in, you can watch it through Chelmsford TeleMedia Facebook page or my own Chelmsford Business Development Facebook page. You can watch the live stream. And welcome to join us in person as well, 90 Drum Hill Road in Chelmsford.
Because it's always a pleasure to see you wielding the big scissors.
I know. So fun.
Yeah, I'm
so
obsessed with your big scissors.
And now we're throwing confetti, so that really adds a lot of really good time.
All right, I'm going to have to figure out how to reopen my business so I can have that happen.
Yes.
Well, I got to tell you, Lisa, every time I talk to you, I hear about all the great things happening in town, and it's such a pleasure to see what's going on here. And every time I leave the studio after doing a Chelmsford Tonight show, I shake my head. I go, this is such an amazing place. So I think that businesses who make the decision to open up on CrossRoads at 129 are really making a smart move.
Thank you, Karen. Thank you for you've always been a great supporter way back when we first met, when you moved in and purchased your business. So it was great to stay connected and I value the partnerships. I can't do it alone. We need that municipal team. And as you know, I'm always reaching out, looking to collaborate and provide those supports from large businesses all the way down through.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So thank you for being here and joining us tonight. And also, I just want to put in a plug. Maybe you want to hang flyers around CrossRoads, because maybe those 7,500 employees want to join us at 2 o'clock on Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving, to do the walk.
Oh, very good. Okay.
We'll have to warn the Boy Scouts that they need to order more marshmallows and cookies.
That could be an interesting turn on things. Yeah, it could make it really fun.
All right.
Thanks
Thank you, Lisa.
Thanks, Karen.
We'll be right back after this break.
The moment we've all been waiting for. Let's go. The tree is on.
The tree is lit.
This is beautiful.
It's so beautiful. Yeah.
Joining me now to tell us about an annual holiday tradition in Chelmsford are Colleen Stansfield and Jillian Lattimore. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you.
So welcome to Chelmsford Tonight. Colleen is on the Chelmsford Holiday Committee, and she's here to talk about the Holiday Prelude. And I don't know, Colleen, it's November. You were here with me last November. You and I are just becoming like a November tradition. It's so great to have you here.
Yeah, absolutely, because you just started this last year, right?
That's right. You were on our premiere episode.
Premiere episode. Woo woo.
So Colleen is going to tell us about the Holiday Prelude and what to expect this year, and Jillian is our modern twist to this year. So Jillian, by Day is the Office and Staffing Coordinator for Visiting Angels Senior Home Care, and by night, she is a Chelmsford TeleMedia volunteer, as well as a volunteer for the Chelmsford Center for the Arts. So the big twist this year, well, I'll leave it to Colleen. Tell us about the Holiday Prelude.
So the Holiday Prelude, like you said, is a tradition. I tried to figure out exactly how many years it's been. I think it's been like 27-ish, 28.
And this is your 11th year, right?
12th.
12th, wow.
Woo. And with the same crew, too. So I want to thank my crew that has always helped us. I mean, I have Sharon Smith, who is my co-chair, and I have Vivian Merrill, who does our flyers and everything, and she helps with Santa, who is her husband, Eric Merrill, and we have John Floria that comes and helps us with all of our lights. So we have just an excellent crew. And I'll tell you, we have the horses coming. I mean, I think most people know about a lot of this. So there's the horse-drawn carriages that
Well, we have new viewers that might not have gone, so
and
get us all excited for what's coming up.
so the whole center gets shut down. It gets shut down at 1:10, all the way to the library, and then over by All Saints Church. Now, All Saints Church has a gingerbread showing, and you can go over there for to see all the gingerbreads that are over there.
Are these gingerbread houses that
Yeah.
people have made?
Yeah.
Just residents can make them and bring them, or is
I'm
you have
not
to have
even
it
sure because
assigned?
this is outside of what we don't ask. It just happens to happen on the same night.
It
So
just magically appears.
yeah, it's Christmas magic. So, but we also so then we have the tractors that ride around the center, right by Fishbones, where they're giving off their chowder. They always have their chowder outside. We have a DJ that is in the center too for dancing. And this year we're going to have some craft people down on the Cushing Place end of it. And then let's see what goes on. Piney. We have Piney, who is the talking tree.
Christmas tree, yes. Holiday
And-
tree.
Yeah, singing tree, right?
Singing tree.
There you go. We have Piney the singing tree. And then as you go up further, we have the quintessential brass band that is on the steps of the hotel, which is the apartment building there. And then as you go towards the common, we have Brick House giving out pizza. And then you get closer to the common and you have the big horse rides, which are done by Crockmall Farm, and they've been with us as long as I've been doing this. So, and let's see, then we have storytelling up at the little schoolhouse at the top of the common. And this year we're going to have a stage with some performers.
That sounds great.
Yeah, and I can't promote them because I didn't get their name from Vivian.
Well, it'll be a Christmas surprise.
It will. It'll be fun, though. And on top of everything this year, we have the CCA is going to be open, and we're so excited about it.
We are as well.
So this is Sunday, December 4th. It's always the first Sunday of the month. And what time is it?
4 to 6.
4 to 6. Okay, I don't know how you get to see everything that you have going on in this 2-hour window. It just seems like it should be running all night long. But I understand there's something new this year. The Chelmsford Center for the Arts is going to be open. Yes. And Jillian, tell us what to expect. Jillian, you have a lot of roles in the Holiday Prelude.
Yes.
You are one of the hosts with Elizabeth Silva for Chelmsford TeleMedia.
Yes.
And you are the sister of Lexi Lattimore, who is the new director of the CCA. Yeah. So I hear you have some insights from Lexi on what to expect there.
Yes. First of all, the CCA is thrilled to be participating in this annual event. It's our first time opening our doors during the Prelude, and we are very, very excited. The entire CCA will be decorated, and each floor will host a different experience for the holiday. So when you walk in on our main floor, we'll have a cultural display. There will be a Hanukkah demo as well as a Kwanzaa demo. So you can come and learn if you don't know, but you can also just come to celebrate. Upstairs, there will be live music, and that will be by Jerry T's band with the support from Earl Powell. See, I remember the name. By Earl Powell. So that will be upstairs on our top floor. And then on our bottom floor, we have a Winter Wonderland, which will be hosted by the Girl Scouts. and there will be crafts. And like I said, we are so excited to decorate the CCA, so please come with your camera and take lots of pictures because we are going to go all out.
So that sounds great. I love it when you said to me this morning that it's a historical building, so we're not allowed to decorate the outside of the building. It will just look like it's proper, prim and proper CCA, like it always looks.
Yep.
But it's, you know, it's like a croissant, right? Chocolate filled on the inside with all those amazing decorations on each floor.
Exactly.
Good analogy.
Exactly. And it's a place of warmth, you know. Sometimes after walking around on the common, you might get a little cold, and other than fish bones to keep you warm with their chowder, now you can come in to the CCA and have some more warmth, figuratively and literally.
That's right. So, Jillian, tell us a little bit about what it was like to be the CTM host of the Holiday Prelude last year.
Yeah, it was exciting. I jumped in. It was my first time volunteering with CTM, and I was so nervous. And I had Pete and Elizabeth just like, go for it. You've got this. You just need to talk to people. And as soon as it started, I was at ease. Because personally, this is my favorite event, so I knew exactly what I wanted to see, exactly who I wanted to talk to. I wanted to talk to Santa. I wanted to get on the horse. And yeah, I wanted to talk to the children as well. So I had a great time. I'm excited, and I feel like I'll be even better this year. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
So you're hosting again with Elizabeth Silva, who is
Yes.
also a CTM host. And my favorite spot with Elizabeth does a great job every year, and of course my favorite spot with her is when she is singing with Piney, the talking tree. Pete, can we run that clip now?
Bells jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, thank you, Pine. Oh, sorry, I left you hanging there.
That's okay. What president planned?
So that was just a little bit for something everybody to look forward to at the Holiday Prelude. I think it's such a really nice tradition in the town. Do you get good feedback about it from people who are out and about during the day?
Yeah. I mean, people come out. I mean, 2 years ago we had the snow and it was just absolutely gorgeous, and the weather was, you know, the temperature was perfect. But, you know, we had a rainy year too, and there were people there. You know, they still come out, and, you know, I know other families have done this. John Harrington and his wife started with doing, hosting the Prelude a long time ago. But, yeah, so we hear all sorts of good things. I mean, I usually pick a kid out of the crowd and have him come over and flip the lights when it's time.
Oh, that's a magical moment when those tree lights go on, right? You were right there, front and
Yeah,
center.
with the camera, you know. So, yeah, it's fun. It's fun, you know, and it's only 2 hours. I mean, and like you said, I don't think you do get to see everything when you're actually in it, but.
And you spend all year working on this for 2 hours of pleasure for the town of Chelmsford.
Yeah. We've been doing it for, 12 years now, and it's, yeah, I don't see us giving it up anytime soon.
Oh, that's good to hear. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. Colleen, it was great to see you again.
You too.
Jillian, it was great having you on the show, and I will see you at work tomorrow morning.
Thank you, Karen.
And that's our show. Thank you for being with us. I want to thank my crew, Bob Pariseau on camera 1, Karen Karpawich on camera 2, and of course Pete Pedulla up in the control booth. Thanks everybody. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on Chelmsford Tonight. Good night.
Every year, it seems like time flies, and the holidays just magically appear. And that means that it's time for Chelmsford's annual Holiday Prelude. So grab the kids and come see Santa Claus and his elves, go for a hayride, and tell your secrets to Piney, the talking tree. You can even sample some hot chowder, and of course, the annual tree lighting. I'll be there, and I hope you will too.